This message is not for everyone. Archangel Michael mentioned you by spirit, not name. Emergency activation has begun. It was not thunder, nor the rustling of earthly winds that disturb your sleep. No, this midnight stirring was divine. A shift took place in the unseen. A frequency altered. And though the room around you may have remained still, the atmosphere of your spirit was violently interrupted. An invisible announcement was made, and your soul, chosen, sensitive, watchful, responded. This was not a dream. This was not coincidence. This was a spiritual knock, and Archangel Michael was the one who stood at the edge of the veil, calling not by your human name, but by your essence, by the echo your soul makes in the heavenly realm. Hear this now. This message is not for all. It is not for the curious, nor the casual, nor the complacent. This word is for the marked. It is for the ones whose spirits have been burning without explanation, the ones who have felt the war rising within them, even as their faces remained calm. You, listener, you are not here by mistake. You were not scrolled past this. You were summoned. Michael, commander of heaven's hosts, has whispered your spiritual identity to the winds. He has identified your light in the shadows. He has marked your movement in the silence. He has authorized this transmission to reach your ears and your spirit, because the emergency activation has already begun. This is not a warning. It is a summoning. The battle is not coming. It has already started. Your delay in realizing it is not heaven's fault. It is the fog of distraction that has kept your clarity hidden. But no longer. For you are being pulled, urgently, into a chamber of divine stillness. Not silence born from fear, but stillness born from obedience. Your spirit is being commanded to stop, to still, to listen. Because the next instructions will not come through noise. They will come through knowing. This is a divine interruption. Archangel Michael has pierced the veil with this decree. You are now under spiritual observation. You are being located. The emergency is not about panic. It is about purpose. You are called. You are seen. You are needed. And this is only the beginning. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. Do not brush this off. Do not click away. For this is a holy interruption. This is a divine confrontation. Archangel Michael, the warrior of God's throne, the flaming sword of heaven's justice, has issued a personal mandate over your spirit. This message is not mass-produced. This word has not been diluted for the crowd. This moment is a sacred summons, and you are being spiritually located. Heaven has marked this hour, not by clock or calendar, but by destiny. Right now, Michael stands in divine position, not to entertain, but to execute. His wings have not rested. His blade is not sheathed. His assignment is targeted, and you, yes, you, are within its scope. He speaks not by audible name, but by spiritual resonance. Your light has sent up a signal. Your soul has given off a frequency. And in this hour of emergency activation, that signal has been traced back to you. There are many who scroll, many who listen out of habit, many who thirst for words but not for truth. But not you. You didn't find this message. This message found you. This message was aimed at you. Because your spirit is known in the chambers where heaven deliberates. Your essence, your eternal essence, was whispered by the Spirit of God into Michael's command. And now, all distractions must bow. All doubts must be dismissed. You are being summoned into attention, and your obedience is your key. Hear this. There is urgency in the spirit realm. There is a movement that cannot be undone. The activation has already begun. What you feel, what you sense, what you've been spiritually picking up on but couldn't explain, it was real. The stirring wasn't emotional, it was supernatural. The shaking wasn't mental, it was prophetic. Archangel Michael has arrived at the gateway of your next chapter, and you are being called into readiness. Not everyone is invited into this kind of moment. Not everyone is summoned when the scrolls of warfare are unsealed. This level of awakening is reserved for the marked, the anointed, the ones who have been hidden for such a time as this. You are not ordinary. You are not overlooked. You are not unseen. You are chosen. You are called. You are spiritually activated. You may have felt forgotten, bypassed, delayed, but that was a divine tactic to keep you preserved. While others ran ahead in the flesh, you were protected in the spirit. While others claimed visibility, you were being given vision. And now, the divine announcement has gone forth. Locate the chosen. Awaken the hidden ones. Stir the sealed warriors. Archangel Michael has moved at heaven's command. His presence now wraps around you. Feel this. Sense this. Don't reason it. Receive it. This is the moment to figure things out. This is the moment to fall in line. The heavenly host is mobilized. The angels assigned to your destiny are sharpening their swords. The atmosphere has shifted, and your spirit must rise to meet it. Stillness is not passivity, it is positioning. The louder the world gets, the quieter you must become. For only in the stillness can you hear the frequency of divine instruction. Archangel Michael is not just warning you, he is guiding you. He is lighting the path you must now walk, not by comfort, but by commission. Get ready. Get quiet. Get low before the Lord. The activation is real. The time is now. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. You felt it, haven't you? That strange discomfort in the spirit. The feeling that something is off, even when everything around you looks normal. The dreams that come and go with symbols you can't decode. The restlessness that creeps in just when things should feel peaceful. The tear that wells up without cause. The deep knowing that doesn't come from logic, but from your very core. This is not emotional instability. This is not overthinking. This is divine disruption. For what you've been calling anxiety may actually be angelic interruption. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. You are not going crazy. You are being contacted. Archangel Michael has allowed a sacred unease to grip your spirit, to draw your attention to what the physical cannot explain. It's been happening for days, weeks, perhaps even months. A heaviness, that sudden pause, that recurring sense that something's not right. It's not paranoia, it's prophetic alignment. Listen, something was said over your life in the spirit. Something was released, but not everything hath been revealed. Heaven has spoken in code, in mystery, in divine timing. You have been sensing the echo, but not hearing the whole word. That is intentional, because you were never meant to figure it out. You were meant to walk it out. There are watchers in the spirit realm, those assigned to observe, to spy, to imitate. But they are blind to what heaven is actually doing. They see movement, but they cannot discern meaning. They track patterns, but they cannot decipher prophecy. You are surrounded, but you are covered. They watch you, but they do not know you. because heaven has kept you concealed even in plain sight. Archangel Michael is making it clear now. The turmoil in your emotions has been a divine signal, not a personal flaw. What you've been ignoring, those moments you brushed off as just a feeling, that was communication from the spirit realm. You were being stirred for this very moment. The uneasiness was not random. It was intentional. It was heaven's way of awakening you before it was too late. This message is meant to pull you deeper, to make you question not your sanity, but your sensitivity. What if the unease was a form of divine coding? What if your emotional shifts were spiritual signals encrypted with your next instructions? What if the interruption you felt was the arrival of Michael at your spiritual gate? Pause. Reflect. Don't rush this. Heaven is doing something in you before it does something through you. This disruption is not to destroy, it's to decipher. Your path is not being blocked. It is being rerouted. You are not losing your way. You are being realigned. But only if you listen. The veil is thin right now. The atmosphere is charged. The angelic realm is in motion. The disruption with the alarm, and this message is the confirmation. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I receive divine signals" in the comments if this word confirms you. Blessing code 1212 is now activated. You have been interpreting your battle as punishment, your delay as denial, your silence as abandonment. But Archangel Michael declares today, this was not rejection. This was realignment. This was not an accident. This was an assignment. What you've called struggle, heaven calls strategy. What you've called opposition, the spirit calls elevation. The very silence that has tormented your emotions was the breeding ground of heaven's divine instruction. Let this truth penetrate your spirit. Spiritual warfare does not always begin with explosions. It does not always roar. Sometimes it enters through the hush, through the waiting, through the quiet confusion that wraps itself around your soul. And in that stillness, where your prayers seem to echo back void, there is a holy transaction happening. You have been enrolled in the Academy of the Anointed, and the tuition is silence. The tuition is invisible pain. The tuition is carrying questions without answers. And that, beloved one, is where the warriors are forged. That is where the mantle of the chosen is pressed upon the shoulders of those who refuse to quit, those who still stand, even when no applause is heard, even when no audience is present. Archangel Michael reminds you now, heaven watches your response, not your reputation. Heaven observes your reaction in silence more than your declarations in public. And what you have endured, what has brought you to tears behind closed doors, is being counted as spiritual equity in realms unseen. A burden you've been carrying. It wasn't punishment, it was a prophetic preview. The inner storm you couldn't shake. That was heaven preparing your spiritual DNA to withstand the shift that is now unfolding. You've been labeled too sensitive or too intense, but the truth is you are spiritually saturated. You feel deeply because you are coded to carry deeply. You endure so much because you are trusted with much. You are not like them. You were never called to fit their mold. You were not called to mirror their movements. You were called to stand in your own divine template, a design heaven has never repeated and never will. This conflict is not about you. It is about the assignment you carry. The warfare is not personal, it's prophetic. And when the enemy couldn't touch your calling, he tried to corrupt your clarity. When he couldn't dismantle your destiny, he tried to distract your discernment. But no more. You are awakening. You are rising. The pain has not been in vain. The silence has not been wasted. For in this holy hush, heaven hath been watching, measuring, weighing your heart. And Archangel Michael declares, you have been found faithful. What is coming next will require a stillness you've never walked in, a faith you've never wielded, and a confidence that will confuse even your enemies. But it will not be birthed in noise. It will be forged in knowing who you are and whose you are. To count the conflict as confirmation. Count the delay as divine design. Count the struggle as sacred stretching. Because you, beloved, are being positioned, not punished. Prepared, not passed over. Type I am being prepared in the comments if you know this word is for you. Lesson code 4040 is aligning now. Listen with every fiber of your being. The alarm has been sounded in the spirit. The scrolls have been unsealed. The angelic hosts are no longer in holding. They are moving. You have stepped into an hour that cannot be delayed. Archangel Michael issues this warning now. Something spiritual has already been triggered. This is not future tense. This is not soon. This is now. And within 72 hours, yes, 72 literal hours, there will be a divine ripple in your atmosphere. Whether in your spirit, your surroundings, your relationships, or your environment, something will shift. Do not misread the calm. Do not be deceived by the silence. The silence before the shaking is not absence, it is arrangement. Heaven is setting the pieces in place. Angels are on standby, stationed with divine instruction, poised to respond not to panic, but to posture. And posture is everything right now. You must hear this. Hidden plots have been conceived. Secret snares have been arranged by unseen hands. But heaven has intercepted the plan. There are traps that were meant to destroy your clarity, attack your health, undermine your authority, but Archangel Michael has been dispatched. Not to warn only, but to war. Not to speak only, but to strike. But even Michael will not act without your obedience. Heaven does not override your will, it works through it. That's why stillness is not optional. It is vital. This isn't the time to talk recklessly, to act hastily, or to vent emotionally. The instruction from the throne is crystal clear. Be still and know that I am God. Because the moment you shift into stillness, the moment you refuse distraction, that is when heaven moves on your behalf. No, you will not be told all the details. No, the full picture will not be revealed. That is the test. Obedience when information is withheld. Faith when visibility is denied. And trust when the next step feels like a void. That, beloved, is spiritual maturity. Archangel Michael has sounded the trumpet in your direction. He has pierced the realm with a signal meant for your ears, your spirit, your situation. You are not in the dark. Heaven has simply concealed what it is protecting. The enemy thinks you are unaware. The enemy believes you are defenseless. But heaven is laughing. Because while they strategize in shadows, the light of God has gone ahead of you. Get in position. Make no unnecessary moves. Speak no careless words. Pray in tongues. Fast if led. Worship in stillness. Because your spiritual sensitivity is about to unlock what your logic cannot. And mark this by divine timestamp. Within 72 hours, the shift will begin. It may be subtle. It may be seismic. But it will not be missed. And it will confirm this. You are in the center of God's divine intervention. Type "I am in position" in the comments if you are ready for what's coming. Blessing code 7272 has been initiated. You are entering a chamber where sound must cease, where striving must pause, where reaction must bow to revelation. Archangel Michael now issues this divine instruction: retreat, not in fear, but in reverence. You are not stepping back because you're losing. You are stepping back because heaven is advancing on your behalf. There are moments when warriors sheath their swords not out of weakness, but because the battle has entered a realm where only angels are permitted to fight. And this is that moment. You are being instructed to quiet your spirit. You are being called to spiritual retreat. Not isolation, but incubation. This is not withdrawal from purpose. It is withdrawal into presence. Michael declares, heaven fights best when you are still. Not still in apathy. Still in authority. Still in trust. Still in strategic silence. Because stillness in the kingdom is not inactivity, it is alignment. Some battles are not won by your words, but by your worship. Some traps are not evaded by your knowledge, but by your positioning. Your silence is not powerlessness. It is permission for the divine to intervene. The lesser version of you wants to fight back, but the higher version of you, the anointed, seated, crowned version, knows when to rest and let the angels war. Right now, Michael is hovering. His wings cast shadows over plots being dismantled. His sword is glowing with heaven's judgment. Your enemies are unaware that your lack of response is not weakness, it is weaponry. They think you are vulnerable, but in truth, you are under heavenly surveillance. Angels are flanking your steps. The Holy Spirit is securing your thoughts. The glory cloud is wrapping you like a shroud of divine concealment. But you must obey. This is not the time to over-explain yourself. This is not the hour to justify your steps to those who cannot comprehend your calling. Silence is your shield. Stillness is your signal. Rest is your resistance. The noise of this world cannot access the strategy of heaven. That's why your withdrawal is not retreat. It is royal repositioning. To help you remain grounded in this sacred stillness, here are divine mantras and affirmations to anchor your soul. Though the earth trembles, I stand in divine silence. I am covered, not exposed. I am hidden, not forgotten. Heaven is fighting for me in realms unseen. I do not speak into chaos. I rest into confidence. Repeat them. Soak in them. Let them transform your inner environment. Because your silence is not just a posture, it is a portal. It opens realms where divine intervention is triggered. When your soul is still, your spirit hears clearly. Now watch for signs, not to act but to observe. A shift in conversation. A sudden distancing. A dream you barely remember but can't shake. A sense of urgency without a visible threat. These are your spiritual alerts. Your instructions are encoded within them. Not to move, but to be mindful. You're not being punished with silence. You are being entrusted with it. Because heaven reveals secrets only to the still. And Michael is standing guard over this process. He is blocking distractions. He is silencing false counsel. He is rebuking intrusions. You are being wrapped in a holy hush. You're made there. Type "I am wrapped in stillness" in the comments to enter this realm of protection. Blessing code 8888 now seals your atmosphere. Hear it echo now across the spirit realm. You are not who they remember. You are not the former version of yourself. The hesitant one, the insecure one, the doubting one. That version had been buried under prophetic pressure. And now, From the ashes of silence and the mystery of spiritual unrest, you are rising. You are emerging, not in fragments but in force. Archangel Michael speaks this now with divine authority. You are rising beyond the version they knew. You have survived storms that stripped others. You have carried mantles that were invisible to men but visible to angels. You have endured betrayal, delay, confusion, not because you were cursed, but because you were being constructed. Every mystery in your life had been a hidden workshop of heaven. Every unanswered prayer was a molding. Every silent night was a furnace of glory. Your wings are forming. Can you feel it? Not literal feathers, but symbolic strength. The weight on your back wasn't punishment, it was power growing. The pressure on your shoulders wasn't random. It was the weight of spiritual authority anchoring itself to your name. And now, even your enemies will not recognize you. You don't look the same in the spirit. You don't sound the same in the spirit. You don't move the same. Because your posture has changed. Your presence has intensified. This empowerment is not noisy. It is not flashy. It is anointed. And those with spiritual eyes can now see the glow returning to your countenance, the fire reigniting in your words, the dominion returning to your gaze. The storms that came were not to break you. They were to baptize you. You went through the water not to drown, but to die to who you were, and to rise as who you are becoming. The threshold is before you. The veil is parting. The anointing is pouring. And heaven has decreed, you are stepping into the version of you that was always destined to walk in divine dominion. This is not about revenge. This is about revelation. Let them talk. Let them assume. Let them underestimate. For in their ignorance, your elevation will become even more undeniable. You are not reacting, you are ruling. You are not proving, you are positioning. Michael reminds you, your strength does not come from applause but from alignment. Your confidence does not come from crowds but from consecration. Your authority is not based on performance. It is the byproduct of presence. You carry what cannot be faked. You wield what cannot be bought. You are what cannot be explained. You are no longer waiting for validation. You are walking in vindication. Stand tall. Speak wisely. Walk softly. Command boldly. The version of you heaven sees is now being revealed to the world around you. Internal empowerment is becoming external evidence. You are rising, and no one can stop what has been sealed by God. If this word ignites your spirit and you wish to support our content, consider a super thanks of up to $5. Your contribution helps us keep creating life-changing prophetic messages. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I rise now in the comments if this is your moment of emergence. Blessing code 5678 is now breaking chains and opening gates. The Spirit has been watching you. Heaven has been recording your endurance. And now, as Archangel Michael steps forward with divine authority, the veil begins to lift. The mystery behind your struggle, the meaning behind the silence, and the reason for your prolonged conflict, it is being revealed. You have not been in a war. You have been in a womb. Yes, this was not the battlefield you thought it was. It was the birthing room. The contractions were spiritual. The pressure was prophetic. The oscillation was intentional. For what you are carrying could not be released into the atmosphere prematurely. The delay was not a denial. It was divine timing protecting your next level. Archangel Michael speaks this now with clarity and force. heaven delayed your exposure to preserve your essence. The spiritual warfare you thought was meant to kill you was actually the confinement designed to shape you. God did not abandon you. He was forming you. The silence wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Because what you are about to walk into demands a version of you that could not be rushed. You are not late. You are right on schedule. Listen closely. This is not just about breakthrough. It's about becoming. You thought you were waiting for a sign. But the truth is, heaven was waiting for a signal from your spirit. A signal that you were ready, that you were steady, that you were surrendered. And now that signal has been released. The contractions are aligning. The pressure is climaxing. The womb is opening. This season you've been in has not been warfare. It's been warfare. You were being hidden while being formed. You were being refined in silence so you could roar in purpose. And now, the divine midwives, angels, ancestors, intercessors, are surrounding your destiny, ready to deliver what could only come through travail. Michael declares, this is the unlocking. This is the season where your hidden DNA, your true identity in the spirit, begins to be seen. Heaven has known your name long before the world learned your face. The angels do not recognize your Instagram handle or your earthly achievements. They recognize your spiritual frequency. And yours has been humming in heaven's corridors since before you took your first breath. You are encoded with divine assignment. You are the result of ancient prayers. You are the product of promises made in sacred places. And now, the reason for your resistance is being revealed, because your emergence affects realms, not just routines. Your obedience alters timelines. Your movement shifts destinies. This was never about just you. It was about what you carry. It was about what you would unlock if you endured the silence and stood through the pressure. You weren't just tested. You were trusted. And heaven doesn't waste trust. You will soon see it. Doors opening that you didn't knock on. Invitations you didn't request. Alignments you didn't orchestrate. Because this is the moment where heaven begins responding to your unseen obedience. And what's coming next will not match your suffering. It will surpass it. You didn't lose your way. You were simply being incubated. And now the womb opens. And your destiny awakens. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am coming forth in the comments if this word reveals you. Blessing code 3003 has been activated and sealed over your life. Say it out loud. I was waiting and now it's here. That feeling you couldn't shake, that pause you couldn't explain, that moment you knew something in your spirit had shifted. All of it was pointing to this. You weren't crazy. You were delusional. You were discerning something in the heavens that has now aligned in the earth. And Archangel Michael is standing at the intersection of your obedience and your opportunity to declare. Activation begins now. This is the moment you've been sensing. This is the confirmation your spirit has cried out for. You asked for a sign. Heaven sent a sound. You asked for proof. Heaven gave a presence. And now the divine winds are moving. Not around you. Through you. Because this is the hour where you don't just feel chosen. You start moving like it. Michael reminds you now, nothing moves in the spirit until you do. The angels are positioned. The gates are open. The scrolls are accessible. But the moment of unlocking requires one thing, your agreement. Agreement through action. Agreement through declaration. Agreement through courage. Say it. I'm chosen. Say it again. I rise now. These are not mere affirmations. These are spiritual activations. They are verbal signatures authorizing heaven to release what was written about you long before you were born. You waited for a feeling. But feelings are not the currency of faith. Movement is. And now is your time to move. No more asking for permission to be who you already are. No more waiting for others to approve what heaven has already anointed. No more delay. No more hesitation. You're not becoming. You have become. Destiny is not a destination. It is a frequency. And you finally tuned into it. It's time to activate. To speak boldly. To walk like one who is sealed by the Spirit. To live like one who carries royal assignments. You are a divine disruptor, a spiritual architect, a mover of realms. You are not in survival. You are in sovereignty. You are not reacting. You are realigning. Archangel Michael does not just come to deliver a message. He has come to witness your motion. He is watching for movement that matches your mandate. He is recording steps taken in obedience. Because every movement in the natural triggers corresponding shifts in the spirit. So speak it. Move with it. Declare it. Walk in it. Act now. Say, I am anointed for this hour. Say, my delay was divine. Say, I align with heaven's frequency. Every phrase is a key. Every declaration is a door. Every motion is a map leading you out of confusion and into clarity. You've waited for confirmation. You've cried out for validation. But heaven sends this answer now. This is it. Not another prophecy. Not another promise. Not another push. This is your moment. Step into it. Type I activate my destiny in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 8181 is now igniting purpose within you. There are conversations happening in dimensions you cannot see. Transactions being made in realms beyond your perception. You are not just walking through your days. You are standing in the center of a divine negotiation. Archangel Michael reveals now, what was stolen is no longer hidden. It is under spiritual review. It is under divine exchange. This is not the hour to chase what left. This is not the season to mourn what slipped through your fingers. For even now, in the sacred corridors of the spirit realm, angels and ancestors are interceding on your behalf. There is a silent exchange taking place, a reversal, a reclamation, a restitution being forged in fire, not in noise, not in drama, but in divine decree. Heaven is not casual about your losses. Every betrayal, every delay, every sabotage was recorded. Every tear you wept in silence became ink in heaven's courtroom. And now, the file has been opened. The scales are being balanced. And what was stolen, delayed, or denied is being renegotiated under God's supreme authority. Archangel Michael stands at the gate, guarding the transaction. He is not just a messenger, he is heaven's enforcer. He is ensuring that nothing passes through the veil that is not aligned with God's justice for your life. And right now, your obedience is working as evidence. Your pain is speaking as testimony. Your restraint, your forgiveness, your silence, they are all counted in your favor. This is a courtroom where your enemies cannot testify, where false accusations hold no weight, where gossip is silenced. Because here, only the Spirit speaks, and the Spirit knows the truth of who you are and what you carry. You've been feeling heaviness in the atmosphere. You've been sensing unrest with no source. That's because your soul has been caught in the echo of this exchange. Something deep within you knows there's a transaction happening. A shift, a release, a settling of accounts. Not with vengeance, but with vindication. Ancient altars are being activated. Covenants made in generations past are speaking up. You are not standing alone. You are standing with a lineage that heaven honors. Angels are referencing blueprints older than your birth, assignments attached to your bloodline. You are the living answer to a prayer once whispered in agony. And now, that prayer is bearing fruit through you. This is why your emotions have been unpredictable. Because emotions are spiritual messengers, not nuisances. When your body can't explain what's happening, your emotions leak what the spirit knows. That sigh, that cry, that moment of awe you can't put into words. Those are signals that your soul is part of something holy. Do not misread your weariness. It's not burnout. It's birthing. Do not misjudge your confusion. It's not chaos, it's convergence. This silent exchange is heaven pulling together every fragment of your story, every loose thread, every delay, and weaving them into something sacred. Michael's presence is not passive. He is guarding your gates, blocking spiritual interference, enforcing divine laws. What was once out of reach is now under arbitration. What was once considered lost is being resurrected, and it is happening in silence. This is not the time to explain yourself to people. It is the time to listen for the whispers of God. The deal is being made in the stillness. Don't interrupt it with noise. Don't disrupt it with doubt. Just wait. Just worship. Just witness. You are not begging. You are being restored. Type I agree with heaven in the comments if you believe this spiritual transaction is for you. Blessing code 4444 is now opening sealed gates on your behalf. Let the sound of divine gavel echo now across every realm that once mocked you, every voice that doubted you, every plan that came against you. Archangel Michael steps forward, with finality and thunder in his voice. Heaven's judgment has already been released. This is not future tense. This is not prophetic possibility. This is a completed decree, and you are on the side of justice. Hear this clearly. The war against your destiny has been overturned. The lies that were spoken to delay your promise have now backfired. The weapons that were formed were indeed real, but they will not prosper. Because the verdict has been issued from the throne of the Most High, no curse shall hold. No word curse shall stand. No demonic arrangement shall proceed. You are walking into a season where divine reversal becomes visible. The setups that were designed to trap you are collapsing under their own deception. The plans made in secrecy are being exposed in daylight. And you will see it. You will not just sense justice. You will witness it. It will appear before your eyes in undeniable ways. Michael now confirms. Every delay you endured was recorded. Every betrayal you survived has become leverage in heaven's courtroom. You were not forgotten. You were being positioned. Justice delayed is not justice denied. And now, the delay has ended. The pendulum has swung. The balance is restored. There will be moments in the coming weeks where things suddenly begin to reverse. People who once opposed you will be removed from your path. Opportunities you thought were lost will come back with more power. Relationships that were toxic will break without your effort. Because heaven is no longer waiting for your breakthrough. It is enforcing it. And this reversal will not be subtle. You will feel it in your atmosphere. You will see it in the faces of those who once discredited you. You will walk into places where doors used to be locked and find them open. You will speak with authority that surprises even you. Because this is what happens when justice is served from heaven's throne. This is your inheritance. Not because you earned it, but because you endured. And heaven rewards those who remain faithful under pressure. This is your recompense. This is your restoration. And no man, no demon, no delay can reverse what God has decreed. Say it now. I receive divine justice. Say it like a warrior. Say it like a king. Say it like someone who knows their spiritual verdict has been signed, sealed, and delivered. And to those who stood against you, who schemed in secret, who underestimated your anointing, let it be known. You did not just survive. You rose. You emerged. You stepped into your rightful inheritance. Because what they didn't know is that heaven was watching. And heaven does not forget. Justice is here. Reversal is happening. Inheritance is being returned. This is not restoration. This is elevation. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks. Your $20 contribution helps us share more prophetic messages and spiritual tools with those who need them. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I receive justice in the comments if this decree bears witness with you. Blessing code 7777 now finalizes heaven's ruling over your life. Let it be known in the heavens. Let it be declared across the realms. Let it be written upon the scrolls of eternity. Emergency activation was not chaos. It was calling. It was not panic. It was precision. It was not random. It was righteous. You were not summoned by accident. You were selected. From the very beginning of this message, it has been clear, this word was not for everyone. It was whispered through the veil by Archangel Michael, not in volume but in vibration, not in name but in essence. You, who have been spiritually sensitive, emotionally stretched, and prophetically aligned, you were called out of the masses and into the movement. Emergency activation has begun, not out there but in you. The holy switch has been flipped. A sacred sequence has been unlocked. You are not who you were when this message began. You are no longer dormant. You are no longer doubtful. You are no longer defenseless. For heaven has wrapped you in new armor, marked you with fresh oil, and sealed you with a spiritual code that cannot be broken. You are not being sent back into the world with empty hands. You are being sent with a divine decree. You are sealed in covering. You are seen by heaven. And you are sent with commission. Let the angels bear witness. Let the Spirit confirm. You are chosen. You are empowered. You are protected. And no power of darkness can override what God has activated in this hour. So I release this blessing now over your life, your mind, your heart, your path. May every crooked place be made straight. May every stolen moment be returned with interest. May every silent tear become the oil of divine strength. May every door God has for you swing open without resistance. May your discernment sharpen. May your confidence deepen. May your purpose clarify. This is your moment of divine convergence. You are not rising in reaction. You are rising in royal response. You are not here by chance. You are here by heaven's command. Now go. Not in fear. Go in fire. Go not in panic, but in power. For you are not forsaken. You are fortified. You are not defeated. You are decreed. You are not searching. You are sent. Your name is not just in the earth. Your name is engraved in spirit, and your movement will echo across realms. Type "I am sealed" in the comments if you receive this final blessing. Blessing code 1213 is now covering and commissioning you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you never miss these divine transmissions, spiritual activations, and heavenly strategies. We are honored to walk this path with you. May you go forward, marked by heaven, seen by God, and unstoppable by man.